Hello everyone, welcome to Desert Succulent, and for today we're gonna be discussing yung different things that you need to do after receiving your plant mail, specifically dito sa ating mga imported succulents. We already made a separate vlog before about the 6 things that you need to do after receiving your plant mail, but this vlog is more on answering the different questions na commonly asked ng ating mga customers. So for example, unang-una dyan, ano nga ba ang dapat natin tignan sa ating mga succulents if receive natin sila. So technically speaking, after natin sila ma-receive, we need to immediately remove them sa ating box since they have been inside the box for a long period of time. For example, in this case, so from a different country, dumating siya ng Manila, and from Manila, dumating siya sa Baguio. And we just unpacked it today. Haba na nung kanilang biyahe, and definitely you would be expecting some stress sa inyong mga succulents. Itong batch na to was pre-ordered last November 27. Yun yung ating cut-off. And ang expected date of arrival nila would be dapat second week ng December. Unfortunately, there were some delays because of the weather. Then, inabutan na nga siya ng holiday, Christmas, New Year. And so, ngayon pa lang siya dumating sa Baguio City. But nevertheless, even if matagal na yung kanilang transit, still our succulents are looking healthy. What are the things that you need to expect sa inyong mga succulents? Unang-una dyan, you would be expecting that some of your succulents would be dehydrated. And we have here an example. Ito yung ating rainbow. Dito sa kanyang pinakagitna, everything seems to be very healthy. Ayan siya. It looks very nice, but you would be expecting na dito sa kanilang pinakailalim, yung leaves would be dehydrated like this. So, as you can see, medyo wrinkled na siya. And eventually, this one is very near to drying. But that's pretty normal kasi yung ating mga succulents, since they didn't receive water for long periods of time, then dito sila kumukuha na kanilang pinaka source of water dito sa kanilang pinaka bottom na leaves. So in order for it to sustain itong kanyang pinaka rosette dyan, they would now sacrifice itong ating mga bottom leaves for it to survive. If you've been receiving succulents na uprooted, whether that's locally propagated or imported man yan, for sure you already know this one. But paano ba natin malalaman if healthy yung succulents na na-receive nyo or pinadala sa inyo? You have to always check itong kanyang pinaka-rosette. Ayan. We should not focus too much dito sa kanilang outer leaves kasi eventually they will just dry and die as it grows. So make sure this one is healthy, and also including the stems. If it's already blackish, ganyan, or medyo mamasa-masa siya, hindi siya dry, then possibly there's a problem with your succulent. You can also check yung inyong mga roots. So for this one, it's already well trimmed and nalinisan na din siya ng ating supplier before they even sent us this one. So ang gagawin na lang natin mamaya is just simply check or do the final checking. Then these are actually ready for shipment. Ayan. Another question is all about the color. Bakit, for example, sa picture, it's very colorful, like it's color pink, it's yellow, it's red. Pero nung na-receive namin yung plants, naging color green na lang siya or hindi na siya naging colorful. The answer to that one is because they have been inside the box for a very long period of time. And once our succulents didn't receive sufficient sunlight, that's the time they will turn into this pale na color. Like for example, this one is an Echeveria raindrops. Ganyan ang kanyang itsura. So, the original color of this would be like this. Ayan siya, parang pinkish yung kanyang leaves. But here at the center, you would notice na greenish lang siya. Wala siya masyadong color because it didn't receive sunlight for a long period of time. But eventually, if you will be exposing this to the sun or to your grow light, then in time, it will go back to its natural color. You have to expose your succulents gradually sa sunlight para hindi sila masunburn. You have to remember that the temperature or yung climate kung saan sila nanggaling is totally different from our climate dito sa Pilipinas. So for example, doon sa area na yon, may winter, so it's typically cold or sometimes below zero yung temperatures nila as compared dito sa Pilipinas na we only have, sabihin na natin, 15 degrees to 30 degrees yung ating average temperature. So this one is our raindrops. So ganitong itsura niya sa ilalim. These are the leaves that already dried. Some of the roots are already dried as well. But matagal ang buhay ng mga succulents. Ayan, so even if they are inside the box for a very long period of time, still they are looking great. This one is an iceberry na cluster. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So more or less it has 7 or 8 na heads. The moment you receive your succulents, you also need to air dry them first for a couple of days before repotting them. These succulents are already well air dried, and you can actually air dry them again for a couple of days just to be sure if you want, as they adjust to their new environment. But this one are actually ready to be repotted. Sa inyong mga soil mix, you just have to make sure that you will be using a well-draining na soil mix. So sa kanilang roots, some of them won't be having roots as of now, but sometimes we would be expecting na may mga roots na yung ating mga succulents before you received it. Just in case wala pa silang roots, that's okay. They will have roots in time. So these are some of our haworthias na nandito. They all look very nice and they look plastic. Pag tinitingnan nyo sila sa personal, mukha silang hindi totoo. Ayan. Some of our succulents, you might be receiving them with flower stalks like what you can see right now. So this one is our Solomon and it's about to bloom. It has this flower stalk already and you have the choice if you would be cutting this or not, but I would advise that you can actually cut this one. Although nakakapanghinayang kasi it's starting to have these flower buds, but still we also need to focus na maging stable muna itong ating pinaka mother plant. But still, that is just an option. So this one is our bluebird and may flower stalks na din siyang tumutubo dyan. Ito sa kanyang pinakababa, we have seen some new root growth as of the moment. Ayan siya. Yung nakikita nyo parang white na mga yan yung kanyang mga bagong roots. So ito, pwede na natin itong i-repot anytime. Some of our succulents would look like this. Naka-close yung kanilang pinaka-reset. This is what most of our customers would like to have. I always wanted to have this kind of parang look as well. Pero once we plant this sa soil, this would eventually open up and hindi na siya magiging ganitong itsura. Although, I prefer kung ganito lang sana sila lagi. This one is our Romeo. Ganyan siya. So, sometimes you would be thinking na bakit maliit yung na-receive ninyong mga succulents. It's because naka-close silang ganyan. So, for example, right now, this one is, sabi natin, 2.5 inches yung kanyang diameter. But, once nag-open itong kanyang leaves, it will give you another inch. So, more or less, this one is 3 inches to 3.5 inches pag nag-bloom na siya. This one is our variegated na titubans, and you would be expecting na some of the succulents would have some offset. So, it's just randomly picked. We don't want to choose kung sino ang magkakaroon ng may offsets or wala. So, it's just randomly packing your succulents. If you have more questions, you can just simply comment it down below and I will do my best to reply. So, thank you sa lahat ng nag-order ng ating pinaka-first batch ng ating imported succulents, and we will be having more pre-ordered succulents for the next coming weeks. You can always follow our Facebook page para updated kayo doon nga sa ating mga posts just in case we are now open again for pre-order. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. You may also visit our Facebook page at Desert Succulent PH.